Hey guys, this is Stephanie+hahn. I wanted to run through the class that I did out at Gen Blue called Be Google-tastic, and it's going to be a little sped up, but I think you'll like it. It's got some good stuff in it. So let's jump right in. Google has so much to offer you. And even better, Google has so much to offer you for free. Everybody likes free, right? I like free. So if you look at my red arrow, the word more, you just click that little drop down there and then another little drop down will appear and it says even more. It's like they're taunting you. And you just click even more and you're going to see tons and tons of stuff here that Google has to offer you. And I got to be honest with you, not even everything is listed here. So pretty cool. I'm going to show you some of my favorites and some of the things that have really become a must-have with my business. First one, Google Alerts. You've probably heard of that by now. If you haven't, get out from under that rock. Realtime, Gmail, Picasa, Google Calendar, Google Reader, Google Voice, Docs, Mobilizer, Profiles, Places, and mobile apps. Whew, all those tools. Yep, we're going to cover them all. All right, so Google Alerts is the first one. Easy to do. Google Alerts, you put your search terms in. Your name is pretty important, right? Especially when we're out there online. You got to manage your online presence. And right now, we're hearing so much about these agent ranking sites. Get a Google alert for your name. Easy, free. Pop your search term in there. If you put your name in quotes, then you'll get better results. Type, leave that as everything. How often? Once a day should be plenty. Only the best results, and then wherever you want it to go to, wherever you want that delivered to. They even have a little preview results option, which is kind of nice. But all you need to do when you fill that info out then is just click create alert. And this is an awesome way to manage your online presence. I wanted to show you what the actual email looks like because I think it's important that you have an idea what you're looking at here. So it comes in, it says Google Alert for today, and then you see it says one new result for Stephanie+hahn. And for this one, it was an actual blog post that I wrote for the YPN Lounge. So I'm okay with that getting posted on the web. But I do think it's important that if you don't know what this is, click on those links and take a look at it. Pretty important stuff. Now, you won't get alerts when someone just searches for you. If someone randomly searches for you on Google, that's not what Google Alerts are for. Google Alerts are for when someone posts your name on the web, in a Twitter post, in a blog post, anything that's open and public on the web. Google Alerts are great for your name, your brand, your listing address, really anything that you want to keep track of on the web. It's an awesome way to really monitor the web for whatever it is that you care about. My next tool is called Google Realtime. And Google Realtime is perfect for when you need to know what's happening right now. So just before Gen Blue and while Gen Blue is going on, the perfect time to put pound Gen Blue in there when you're doing your real-time search. It's going to bring up anytime somebody used the Gen Blue tag with a Twitter post or a blog post or maybe a photo that they put on Flickr. Any of that stuff, as long as it has the pound Gen Blue tag, is going to come up here. So very cool, totally real time, which is fun. You'll actually see it scrolling through if you leave it up. This is just a screenshot, but if it was live, you would see the news scrolling through. So pretty cool. All right, my next tool is Gmail. I heart Gmail. I heart Gmail for a few reasons. The first one is labels. This is the new web's version of a folder. So I have a lot of emails. They may not fit nicely into one folder. They may fit into 2, 3, 4, 5 folders. Now with Gmail, I can put whatever labels I want on that particular email. It could be one, but it could be 5. Number 2 is filters. And filters, that's one of the things people love about Outlook is I have all these filters set up and they push right into my folders and blah, blah, blah. You can do the same thing with Gmail. It really does make sorting your inbox easy and adding your tags fairly simple. Number 3 for me is conversation view. And I know a lot of people don't like this. They get a little nervous about conversation view. But for me, I'm always trying to reach that inbox 0. And conversation view keeps my back and forth conversation together, and I love that. Now, if you're not into conversation view, you can turn this off. People that don't like conversation view tend to say it's because they feel like they miss emails. So when you get a new email in on a particular conversation, what'll happen is the email will go back to the top of your inbox. It'll be bold, and it's going to be all the way down at the bottom, the newest part. But sometimes people feel like they miss that. So I love conversation view because it looks like there's less in my inbox that way. So I do like that. Multiple signatures. You can have 5 accounts coming in, 5 accounts going out, and you can have signatures for each of those 5 accounts. So, and I'm saying 5 because I'm just picking a number. You can have multiple signatures for your multiple accounts, which is awesome because we all have more than one email address. So it's great that we can do this. Gmail can basically be your online Outlook. And then finally, labs. I love anything Google where you have the opportunity to use the labs. Definitely check them out. Very cool, very handy, and some fun little things that you can do in there. So make Gmail your online Outlook. I think I said that already, but it's because it's so true. It's so easy to do. Labels are awesome. For me, I tend to be a little anal, as you can probably tell. I color code everything. I do a lot of labels. In my red box that down there towards the bottom left, you'll see just the first few labels that I have listed there. I can click on any one of those labels, and just like a folder, it's going to show me, what's in there, what emails I have in there. I can also use little stars, use a little eye, a little exclamation point, all different colors there. And they all do mean something to me, whether or not I need to take an action usually. And then you can see on that second email that I have in my inbox there, and a couple of them, I have more than one label there. So it comes in, and most of my labels are automatic. I have filters set up where they get labeled automatically when they come in. So I know what's coming in from where because it can get a little tricky sometimes. So the Gmail Labs, I wanted to share some of this information with you because they have some pretty cool stuff that you can do. The first one is canned responses. We all get asked the same questions over and over and over again. Canned responses lets you type that response once, and then you can pull it in over and over again. The cool thing about it is you can always edit it, so you can make it fit, even if it's partially the answer, you can make it fit in there and edit it to your heart's content. They also have one called Don't Forget Bob and Got the Right Bob. So if you happen to email one particular Bob or Janet or whatever all the time, and then all of a sudden, you email them with a particular group and you didn't include them, it's going to say, hey, you know what? You always put Bob in here. Did you forget him? If it thinks you put the wrong Bob in, it's going to tell you that too. That's the got the right Bob part. These are all little things in the labs that you can add in to your Gmail. There's also a Google Voice player. We'll talk about Google Voice a little bit later. Labels / nested. If you get that joke, we'll get along just fine. You can have labels. So say, for example, you have a taxes label in there. And then as the nested part, maybe you have 2009, 2010, 2011. So all of those years will live under that one taxes label. That's what the nested labels will do for you. There's also a send and archive. So if you're like me and you're always trying to achieve inbox zero, send lets you send an email. Send an archive lets you send it and get the email out of your inbox, which is awesome. They do have an undo send, which granted it's only like 10 seconds that you have there, but that's a really nice way. If you hit send and didn't mean to, it'll pull it back for you. And then they also have something called mail goggles, and this can be helpful and kind of fun. It's a nice way to sort of manage when maybe you work a lot, like me, you're out there, your nose to the grind. Maybe you want to say, you know what, Saturday night from 11 p.m. to 3 a.m., don't let me send any emails. And if I do try to send an email, Gmail gods, give me math problems. And you set this up all in advance. And you even get to pick how hard the math problems are. So what it'll do is if you go to send an email then next Saturday night at 1 a.m., it'll say, you know what? You told us if you didn't want to do this, so we're going to send you some math problems before you can hit send. You try to hit send, boom, math, You get frustrated. Hopefully you don't send the email. And then the next morning, it all works out well. So some cool stuff in there, and I think kind of fun. Now, Gmail is not a contact management system. However, they do have some pretty decent tools to work with your contacts, and it's a nice free alternative if you're not able to invest in a contact manager right now. Plus, they really, if you're going to use groups with your contacts, Gmail groups, these groups are going to be really handy across a lot of other tools that you're using, Google Voice and things like that. So I would take advantage of Google Contacts, of your Gmail contacts. It makes things really simple. And remember, this is all saved online, so you can access your contacts from anywhere. I wanted to pull up a contact record so you'd be able to get just a peek at what these look like. When you have a contact loaded in there and you pull up the record, you'll see, of course, their name. You'll see just underneath their name any groups that they're in, and of course, all the standard information that you would expect to see. Now, you're seeing a photo here because this person loaded in a photo on their Gmail. They have a Gmail address, and there's a spot under your settings under that general tab where you can upload a photo. So her photo comes through to me automatically. I can also upload my own photos if I so choose to. And then towards the bottom, I have it sort of outlined in yellow. There's an add button, and this is where you could add some custom fields. Just at the bottom there, you have view recent conversations, and this can be so helpful. Let's just take a peek at what you can do with that add button. When you click add, lots of different fields that you can add in, but you can also create your own field. So if you need a field with a settlement date or notes or whatever, you can create those real easily right on the fly. My next tool is Google Picasa, and there are two parts to Picasa. The first is the photo editing software that you do have to download to use, and this is going to live on your machine. And then the second part are the web albums. So you take the photo editing software, you crop your pictures, you pretty them up, and then you throw them out into the web albums. I wanted to just show you a little bit about what you'll get with this. Of course, they have the basic fixes. They have some tuning, some effects, things like that. There's a fun little I'm feeling lucky button, and that works for me, I would say, about half the time. Sometimes it really helps. Other times I think, I have, it was better before. But you might want to try it out. It's for fast and dirty editing. Also, they have a nice little fill light bar right on that basic fixes tab. And for me, that is probably the number one thing that I do to my photos is add light. I don't know why, but it really seems to make them a lot better. Across the bottom in that screenshot, you'll see you can upload them to the web albums right there. You can email them, print them, export. Of course, you can print through the shop. Do it that way officially. Get some printed glossies if you want to do that. You can set it to Blogger if you're using Blogger. You can make a collage or a movie, and you can also geotag. So lots of different tools with the software version of Picasa. And then finally, I just wanted to show you you can actually create a virtual tour with Picasa. You can create a movie with, transitions, captions, music, just a few clicks. I mean, all you need are your pictures and a little bit of creativity and you are good to go. So pretty cool and free. So that's good. All right, Google Calendar is my next tool, and I'm not sure I could live without my Google Calendar right now. Awesome if you need to share calendar with family, with coworkers. Makes it so easy. Of course, you can get your calendar on your mobile phone, all sorts of, apps and things like that. Lots of different ways you can get reminded of events too. They'll send you an email, you can do a text message, you can do a pop-up, whatever it is that you want. You can invite people and track your RSVPs, so you can invite people to a meeting and track, who's coming and that sort of thing. Of course, you can sync it with your desktop apps if you're using Microsoft Outlook or iCal or Sunbird, any of those. There is an offline version that you can access. You won't be able to make changes, but at least you have something if you need it. And again, it's free, so awesome. I just wanted to give you a peek at what this can look like. And I only have 2 calendars layered here right now because I didn't want to overwhelm you, but you can layer calendars. You could do 4 or 5. I typically have 4 that I have layered on top of each other, and then I'll click on and off of a few others to add them in just to see what's going on. In that yellow box over there, you'll see all of your calendars, and there's also a really nice task list. One of the newer things that Gmail is featuring now, you can have an email be added to your task list. So if you get an email from somebody that's a to-do item, you can add it to your task list with a due date, and it's going to come up on your calendar on the side, your little sidebar thing. When you click that, it's awesome. So awesome. You're going to love it.